Good morning. It's time for motivational English class, and today we're going to talk about a lot of competencies that you need to have in order to have good consequences. It's super important, the decisions that we have already told, but it's important to understand the idea, to watch your life and understand everything that is correct or incorrect, what needs change. And you know what's going to make you change when you start suffering. The time you start suffering is the time that you're going to start changing, because something is needing change, and it's not just you, it's other as well. But before starting all this, I'd like to tell you thank you for being with us all these classes and listening comprehension. Sometimes it's difficult, but once we talk about life and some words are very similar to Portuguese, you get to know new vocabulary, and if you don't understand, don't worry, try to understand the idea. Yeah, it's difficult for me to turn on the camera every day once I'm gonna give a class that's totally free for a lot of people around Brazil, but I have a mission to help people that want to speak English. And if you are with me, I'd like you to share this with the people you know, okay? Or just even give me a like, because this is gonna bring me to other people that don't know us. All right, 90% of the people that watch us have free classes, okay? Just 10% of them that really like our course go into the enrollment matricula once in a while, that I never open here the courses, yeah? It's just once in a while, uma vez em nunca que a gente abre. So let's go and talk about the identifying. Let's start by the identification. So I'm going to give you a word that's called ideal. And with the word ideal, you're going to have the identification. And with the D, we're going to define. Next, we're going to E, explore, ID. We're going to act. And final, we are going to look. Okay? Look back and evaluate what you did. So let's do it all over again. The point here is ideal. Ideal. The I, to identify the problem. The D, to define the problem you have, okay? The E, to explore the problem you have. And then the A, acting, to act, define the actions that you're going to take to solve the problem you have, okay? And finally, the L, the look back and evaluate what you've done, okay? So this is a power script for you to follow. It's done from the coaching, Sociedade Brasileira de Coaching, which I belong to. And what the coaching makes you act into something that you're not happy with. So first you're going to analyze all the areas of your life, and you have the financial area, the relationship area, familiar area, and you're going to check which one is not the way you want. Okay, choose one. And let's identify the problem. Are you ready to answer my questions? Okay. What is the problem? What's the problem you have right now in your life? Tell me. Tell me in English, or even if you can't, you can say in Portuguese, okay? What's causing this difficulty? What are the causes? Now, in this question, you can't point to other people, okay? It's because of you, darling. It's consequences of the decisions you took. If you want to cry, I will cry with you. No problem, okay? Don't focus in the problem. Let's focus in the solution. I'm going to help you solve the problem, okay? So in this case, the problem you have is going to be the future solution you're going to have. So I want you to identify the problem. It must be clear for you. My problem is that I don't have money. My problem is that I don't find a boyfriend. My problem is that I don't have a job. My problem is that I don't talk to my family. The problem is whatever. You have to find the problem, okay? Identify it now. What is the difficulty? I can't talk. I can't call. I can't, I don't know. I'm shy. You have to see what's the difficulty that's causing this, okay? And, how are you maintaining this problem? The maintenance, a manutenção. How are you maintaining this problem? How do you survive with this problem? Yeah. I sleep to forget. I drink. I sleep more. I eat more. What are you doing to substitute this problem? And here comes the addictions, because people say, people are addicted in crack. No, people are addicted in many different areas. It could be sleeping, eating, talking bad shit about people. Yeah, this is addiction. Tudo isso é vício, okay? So how are you maintaining this? How are you surviving with this problem? Because you have this problem. How do you survive every day with it, okay? And what are the abilities that's missing, tá faltando, for you to overcome the problem? Overcome, get over, transpass the problem. So what is the abilities that you don't have, or perhaps you have and you don't know, that's missing, que tá faltando aí, for you to transpass the problem? So that's identify the problem. Let's go to the next one, next class. The step number 2 is defining the problem. Defining the problem is when you already know what it is, and we're going to define better. We're going to subdivide the problem into some issues. And now goes, what are the main characteristics of this problem? Characteristics aqui vem de features. What are the main features of the problem you're having? So right now, you identify one area of your life that you're having problems, and you're going to tell me what are the features of this problem. So it makes me without money, it makes me without love, it lets me without something or with too much of something. You have to identify that, and it's not me. I'm gonna cry together with you, but before crying, we're gonna act. And to act, I need to see the map. And to see the map here, you're gonna tell me exactly what is the features of the problem, characteristics, okay? So what's the center of the problem? With these questions, I'm clarifying it for you, okay? Let's define. That's ideal. Identify the problem and let's define the problem. So once you already know what is the problem, what area, what causes you, what lack of abilities you don't have for that, the question is, what's the main issue of the problem? And the main issue is that I am lazy and I don't want to find a job. I don't send 100 curriculums a day. And the main issue is that I am insecure and I can't talk to boys and girls, so that's why I don't have a relationship. Oh, the main issue is because I don't have time or money to speak English, for example. And there goes many other problems in your life, okay? So I want to know the núcleo, the point, the main point, the principal, okay? Now, how can we define this problem? It's due to, is because of, it's in order of what? Don't point to people. Because of my father, this is all because of my mother. No, you have to tell me exactly. Don't blame, don't guilt, não põe a culpa em ninguém. It's your fault, okay? If you are in this situation right now, it's not because of other people. So bring to you self-responsibility, okay? Be an adult, be mature, stop pointing at other people, and let's solve it with your abilities, the abilities you have, okay? So identify the problem and define the problem. Next step, you are going to explore the problem. We're going to explore the problem. And here goes an idea of questions that's going to make you understand better where you are, where you were, where you are. Because sometimes people say, because I was very happy when I was young. I'm going to be very happy when I'm older. This is anxiety, yeah, if you think too much about the future. If you think too much about past, that's nostalgia, no, that's depression, yeah? You're thinking, because when I was 20, I was younger and my hair was longer and then I had more boyfriends. Come on, yeah? Let's face reality. So what are the aspects of the problem that needs to be worked? You need to work in. What are the aspects, the facts, the issues of this problem that you need to work? I'll say, I need to work in my laziness, so I have to set my alarm clock. Or I have to work in my insecurity, so I'm going to start a theater course. Or I have to work in money, so I'm going to do an extra payment. I'm going to find something to sell. I'm going to change something and find something in internet to do. Find the aspects to have the solution. In this moment, we are not talking about solution. We are exploring the problem. Ideal, identify the problem, define the problem, and now we're going to explore the problem, okay? What are the new abilities that you're gonna have in order to solve this problem? What are the abilities necessary here? Necessity is important. What are the abilities that you're gonna need to have in order to solve this problem? So, teacher, I don't have the communication ability. You do have. The problem is emotional or psychological, but you have the communication ability. Yeah. Oh, I need to fight against my laziness, preguiça every day. I do it too. I have my enemy is my alarm clock, but I do this every day. It's a fight and I win. I win. Sometimes the laziness win, but I don't let. I need to fight win to record, to work, to take care of my kid, to go to the gym, to cook. We need to fight laziness, to clean, yeah, to take up a shower sometimes. So see and understand and show to yourself the abilities you don't have, you think you don't have, or the abilities you need to have. Just by answering the questions, things are going to clarify to you, okay? What are the specific abilities that you already have that need to be improved? Tem que ser melhorada, okay? So I am already an extroverted person, but I need to observe what I speak, because sometimes I don't speak too much. And it's important to speak in balance, yeah? Observe what I speak, listen to more people, and so on. So identify this. Next step now, in the ideal word, we have identified the problem, define the problem, explore the problem with questions in order to see what are the things you need or don't need in order to solve this. We're not solving yet, because now goes to the A, act, ideal. We're going to act now. And act is to define the actions you're going to take. And when you define the actions, baby, it's going to be a list of verbs that you're going to make in order to solve the problem. It's not I want a house. No, you want a house? Okay, what you need to do? You need to look for houses. You need to observe what color is going to be your house, the location of your house. You need to check prices. You need a stockbroker, un corretor, yeah? You need a best friend that's going to help you. It's not going to be now. It can be in 1 or 2 years, but it's a plan. And when you have a plan action, things happens because you're taking actions. And when you act, of course, you're going to have consequence. That's obvious. That's physics, okay? So what are the actions that needs to be taken? What are the list of actions that you're going to do tomorrow, right now, next week, in 1 month, in 6 months, and in 1 year? Because you want this, don't you? Don't you want? I didn't know you didn't want. So once you don't want, you're not going to do it. You need to set something that you want to do. And usually it's a problem. When it's a problem, you're going to solve this. All right? Now, what are the best way to learn new abilities? You have to find it yourself. The problem is yours, not mine. I'm helping you, okay? What are the best ways to improve these abilities? Melhorar. Comes from improvement, melhora. And there goes. I don't know, but I think in order to fight this, I'm going to talk to this and this friend, because these people have this competence. So you talk to them. How did you do it? How come you have this courage? How come you have this patience? How come you have this good mood? And you start talking to people. How come? Como assim? All right? So what are the best ways to learn these abilities? And what is the best way to transfer these abilities you already have, or the abilities that you're going to learn, or the abilities that you're going to improve? And what's the best way to transfer this to your problem? Because it's not just having, I have patience. Okay, how can I transform and transfer patience into my problem? How can I improve this in order to solve my problem? And the abilities are inside you. The tools, as ferramentas, are all inside you. Step 5, look back and evaluate the results. That includes ideal. Identify the problem, define the problem, explore the problem. We have already done this in the other parts of the class, yeah? And now you're going to act. Define and act. In the end, you're going to ideal, look back. And you're going to check. You're going to evaluate if what you did was okay or not. Did you solve 10% of the problem? 20, 50, or 100% of the problem? Now, how was your behavior, your attitudes? Did you promise in a list of actions that you were going to do? Did you do it? So the question is, what are the differences between you now and you before? Are you acting? Since you decided that, are you acting in order to find the solution of the problem, because it's super easy to cry, to play the victim and stay in your sofa and think that something's gonna come from the heaven, a miracle. And come on, if you don't have physical actions, you're not gonna have the consequences, okay? So what are the abilities that really impact this solution, the 10% solution you took? What are the abilities that really impact? And then you can work better on this, okay? So in this specific context, in this specific problem, what are the abilities that you improved or you learned, yeah? Or you helped somebody with that helped you in your problem. Now, you're doing all of this and you still have the problem, okay? So then you're gonna check if this is somebody else's problem, it's not yours, so you can't solve. For example, my sister, my brother, they have problems. I love them, but I can't do anything. I won't pay their bills. I won't act for them. So this is not my problem anymore. Unfortunately, we have to put the window up. Put the window up é levantar o vidrinho. Em alguns momentos não é egoísmo, não é selfish, okay? And being selfish. It's just a matter of, this is your life. I'm going to respect the way you choose to survive. Now, the person is choosing all the time. Todos estão fazendo escolha o tempo todo. And not even choosing, it's a choice. So the idea here is to focus in your life. And if you can't solve, perhaps it's not your problem. Because if it's your problem, baby, and you're not happy, due to the suffering you're having, you're gonna do something. You're gonna move. You're gonna stand up from the chair and do something for yourself. And if it's not for you, it's because of your problem. Now see, life needs to bring tragedies and chaos in your life in order for you to change, in order for you to cry, look, and because of the suffering, learn a lesson and evolve. So if right now you are in the middle of the tornado, I can tell you, everything is gonna be all right. But in this time, the best friend is timing, because with timing passes, either you forget or either you act. There's no other way. You're crying, you're asking for help for everybody on the family and talking to friends. I have cancer, I have cancer, I have cancer. The idea here is to act against cancer. Do the fucking chemotherapy. Do what's necessary. Now you say, for the teacher, it's super easy to say, I've passed through many difficult situations. I have a life. And everybody that breathes his pita here had a life. So be sure everybody transpasses this, but the idea is how? How do you do it? Because some people drink, other people sleep, other people act, other people talk bad shit about people. Yeah? So I've passed through all different situations. I used to exercise in the gym 3 hours a day in order to forget my other problem, because my problem was physical. And this is an evolution. Well, I had time to learn, and I don't blame myself because I was 20, 25, and it's okay. I was doing my best with the knowledge I had. But now, darling, you have more knowledge. And once you have more knowledge, it's time for you to solve your problems. And once you solve them with attitudes and changing, you're going to see that the problem goes on. Right now, perhaps you won't believe because you are desperate. But with this power, next on, you're going to help people. That's exactly what I do. I have power to solve my problems, at the same time solve other people's problems, because I had this energy. I had to learn how to love myself and then pass this to other people. And that's what I'm doing here, my best. With the motivational survival, we are talking about English, listening comprehension, and at the same time, secrets of life. I record this class every Monday. And it's always in YouTube, the big classes. And later on, the editor cuts these classes in small pieces for Instagram, Facebook, and other networks, okay? That's redes sociais, social networks. On Tuesdays, we have Survival English, that's in Portuguese. It's intermediate English. I teach English, and together with some lessons of life, why you don't speak English, what's lacking, o que tá faltando, okay? On Wednesdays, we have Basicão, just in case you don't know anything or you want to help somebody, tell this person to watch the playlist of Basicão in YouTube, big classes and smaller classes here in the social network. Every Thursdays and Fridays, I answer questions, I record classes related to your questions, and I play music lyrics in our stories, and together with the network TikTok for teenagers. This group is part of an equipe that helps me. It's a big team that helps me. And I want you just to pleasure us with a like and sharing this video with more people. That's gonna help us help other Brazilians to speak English as well. Now, if you really like, you can write a sentence right down here about what you learned in English, and I'm going to correct for you for free. Be always alert because I always play big classes in your email and it's for free too. So if you want, you just put your email in teachergraziella.com or in the website, which is above in our biography profile or somewhere here. And you're going to receive bigger classes in your email directly as a VIP student. In the Telegram, we are in Teacher Graziella Tips, Graziella with 1 Z and double L. I'll see you next class. Thank you for watching us. Bye-bye. Take care.